be alive, George.
Thank you. Evening all. Hope we are doing well on this Monday. We're going to get our teeth into talking about the Everton game on Saturday at Goodison Park. Then we'll look forward to Leuven. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Yeah, and then we'll have an FA Cup draw. I know we've got people in the chat that are watching it. So thank you for watching the start of the show and the FA Cup draw. It's amazing when you have more than one device. So thank you for that. I'm going to introduce you to my guests first. Paul, how are you doing, mate? Good to have you back on.
Yeah, all good, all good. Yeah, glad to be back.
I just have to remind you, I watched the Chelsea-Roma game and I remembered why we sold Katrina Miller-Cole.
I was watching that in amongst about 30 Roma fans that made the trip.
Surprised you're still alive.
Yeah.
Paul's turned into an Paul and Esme ultras. That's what it is.
They did make me take my shirt off though.
Oh,
stewards refused me permission to wear an Arsenal shirt.
Disgraceful.
Yeah, they thought it could cause trouble, so I wasn't too happy there. But anyway.
Cool. Kev, how are you doing, mate?
All good, apart from the fact I'm missing out tomorrow or Wednesday. But hey ho, I shall be sat on a nice, comfortable sofa with a beer and snacks.
Someone's Ring doorbell just went off, so
yeah,
that's right. Mine does it all the time. But yeah, good to have you back on. Laura, how are you doing, mate?
I'm all good, buddy. Thank you very much for asking. It's a bit cold here, as usual, in Scotland, and you're lucky you've got a good mood in me today because that result from Celtic yesterday wasn't very good. But hey ho, we're not talking about that. We're talking about.
Can I ask what cold is in your world?
Well, Catherine in the comments would probably tell us to all suck it up, considering she's in amongst the snow at the moment where she is, but it's definitely cold.
Okay. Because I remember, I think Mel said, I'll just come to Mel now. When you said that you was playing football in like minus condition, I was like, oh, fuck that.
Yeah, it's like 3 degrees here at the minute. So
it's like a summer's day then, really.
Yeah. There's snow in the positive, so I can't be too bad about it.
Yeah, I think I remember saying that to Dorian the other day when I said, Mel said she played in like minus, and he went, yeah, we don't fuck with Mel. That was his answer.
And I was still in shorts and a t-shirt, and I still had no base layer on. What's a girl's got to do? What a girl's got to do.
What a hero, a warrior. But yeah, James, how are you?
I'm all good, Matt. Just get the draw on so that wherever we pull, we'll find out who it is. Keep everybody in the comments happy.
Most people. But yeah, I was in a bit of a vile mood on Saturday night, probably around 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. But yeah, that's another show. But after I watched John Cena's last match, so I weren't particularly impressed with that. But yeah, we'll get say hello to people in the chat. So hello, Catherine, Ryan. Is there anyone else? Don't think so. Yeah. Arsenal 1970 will say hello to you. Unfortunately, yeah, the cup draw is on at the same time as our show. I forgot to have a chat with them to see if they would move it a few minutes, but yeah, so unfortunately that's just the way it is. So yeah, we'll get into talking about the Everton game of obviously I'll start with you, Kev. What was your thoughts going into the game? I'll be honest, after I was a little bit nervous because obviously watching Everton beat Chelsea, Gav, in case you're watching, your record's gone now. So yeah, but the way Everton played last week against Chelsea, you would have thought, they're just going to just park the bus, get a goal, park the bus, wouldn't you?
Yeah, but you can't defend like that forever. I mean, Chelsea did it the woodwork, same as we did. I thought it would be tight, but I didn't. Yeah, I wasn't worried about not getting 3 points. And the starting lineup, yeah, I think we're finally getting the Cooney cross that we need. And now with Kimmy back, I think they're doing okay. My one big worry at the moment is this habit Mariona's getting into. And I've mentioned it before as well. But yeah, good 3 points and quite happy.
Yeah, no, I was happy with 3 points. Laura, I'll come to you because the way it started, it was like a day of, it was a game of whoever George's absolutely took the piss and slated off on the podcast actually done well. Obviously, we'll start with our most famous left back in Katie McCabe. What was your thoughts on her? Obviously, I thought it was a really, really good goal. Did you think she had one of her better games?
Yeah, well, she was player of the match, wasn't she? So I think Katie scoring that goal was obviously a statement from her, considering I think obviously she hears the noise that she's getting at the moment from the Arsenal fans. Obviously, it's not just us in the podcast that talks about her performance lately. It's Twitter, it's obviously Facebook and whatever. But I thought we saw the glimpses of the old McCabe that we've always wanted to be in games. I thought she took that goal really well. Obviously, it's a classic Katie McCabe goal. She only scores bangers when she scores them. And yeah, I thought our performance on Saturday was so much better. We just want to see that consistently. And it is something we've been saying, not just about Katie McCabe this season, but just across the whole Arsenal team. We're just looking for a bit of consistency from them. I think it was Catherine that touched on it with me for the week on Saturday, that she's hoping this is the glimpses that the Arsenal we've always wanted to see, and hopefully that's due to obviously Kimmy being back and obviously Leah. So that's two great leaders within our team, boosting up the team morale again and getting back to winning ways. But yeah, I thought Katie McCabe's performance on Saturday was, from what I seen of the game, obviously I missed most of the second half, but I watched it back. I thought her performance was top notch.
Yeah, it says it all when you have like about 5 or 6 people in the crowd near you say, "George, you okay?" when McCabe scores, because I've built a bit of a reputation for it.
As I said, obviously most of us put our prediction into Craig's group chat.
Yeah.
As I said, I don't think any of us at this moment in time would have predicted that Katie McCabe would have got that first goal for Arsenal at the weekend.
No, I don't think so. Also, evening to Darren. Hope you're well, mate. I'll see you at King's Cross tomorrow. You and big man Chris. See, Laura, you'll get this. Gav's turned into Joe Hendry. I said his name and he's appeared.
Yeah, clearly,
So, Gav, good to have you here, mate. Appreciate you watching. Catherine, the thing about Barclays to do with the Chelsea stuff, I'm not surprised. They all love Chelsea, don't they? So, I even saw someone on TikTok moaning about Stina's handball. They posted it yesterday. I was like, mate, that was meant to have been like weeks ago. So just get over it. So yeah, then we'll James, we'll move on to the next goal, because obviously, like I was saying, I thought, oh well, it's probably going to be quite a tight game. I got that wrong, didn't I? But as soon as that went in, bang, up the other end, Everton scored. There's been a lot of different conflicting reports. Like, do you think? I don't think Borba could have done anything to it. I thought it was a really, really good goal, but defensively, we just step away from them all the time, don't we? We never close them down.
Defensively, when we seen the goal, obviously we were getting ready to go out, and the goal went in, and it was straight away said the exact same thing to Laura. The gap in that defence, you could have fitted an easier another back four in there. That gap was so utterly ridiculous. But again, it's this whole we chase. You see them going to try to chase the initial attack down, but it's like it's not like the way it usually is. Usually we're more, I'd say, like a pack of wolves. We go in, we get it, we break away again. But recently, as you say, it's a setback. It's we don't need to bother. It's fine. It's not going to come to anything. And then, as you say, one pass, that's it. Bang, back in the net.
Come on.
Right. Yeah, we will carry it on, but I think we might as well just do the draw because it's kind of live happening now. So it looks like we have
Arsenal at home.
Arsenal at home.
Arsenal at home to Don't Drop the Balls.
Is that number 2?
It's Chelsea. I bet it's
Aston
Chelsea.
Villa.
Oh, that's all right. Aston Villa.
Aston
Yeah,
Villa.
that's not too bad. Bit boring, but it's okay. Bournemouth have got Man City.
We only just missed Chatham Town. Only just.
Took the wrong turn on the M25. So yeah, hi to Mel as well. Great to have you here. Hope you're doing well. Doing well as well. So yeah, James. Sorry, coming back to you. Obviously, defensively, who out of that for that goal, who do you think needs to be taking the priority and the responsibility? Do you think that falls onto Lotta or Steph Catley or any of those, or do you think that's where the hole is, not having that defensive number 6?
I don't think it's so much. I just say it's not so much a defensive sort of one person mistake. It's an entire full back line mistake, and it's like I said. Obviously, Mel will probably be able to explain better from a defensive point of view. But speaking to somebody used to playing goals, a goalkeeper, keep the shape a wee bit. There's no need when the initial attack is on. There's no need for free Arsenal's back line to go attacking that ball. Centre backs stay where you are. You can clearly see there's somebody available to pass that ball. Man, mark them. If that pass comes, you're instantly on that person, and that gap's no longer there. And I feel sorry for Bobby as a goalkeeper. She's 2 games in, and personally, both goals that she's conceded have both initially been defensive errors. And then it's on her because all of a sudden she already wasn't getting game time, was already behind Manu before she got injured. And all of a sudden, you've got that pressure of yet again, there's another goal against an opposition. Yeah, they scored a goal against Chelsea, but generally they're not a team you're expecting. They're going to go out and score a couple of bangers and give your keeper a problem. So it's that keep the shape, I would say, more than anything. And it's where you're missing, like that, Leah Williamson.
Yeah.
Excuse me, guys. Is that James bigging up Leah Williamson?
Let me finish.
Yeah.
As much as she herself can make the mistakes, at the same time, when she's there, it kind of keeps the shape. The shape stays up, and that's the thing. So long as you keep the shape there, that gap's not there. They're forced to play through the middle, and it's a lot easier to deal with.
Yeah.
But I think it's not a singular mistake. I'd say it's a full across the line defensive.
Cool. Just to let you know, Man United have got another really, really hard cup draw in football against Burnley. So the Manchester teams always get a hard draw in the FA Cup. If you can't note my sarcasm there, then maybe you need to hand around to me a bit more. Chelsea have got Palace, another hard game for Chelsea. And I think London, that's an interesting, London Bees against Liverpool. Liverpool are awful. So there could be a shock there.
How he's still in a job, I don't know.
I love it. But the problem is they won't get automatically relegated, will they? Because they go into this playoff thing. So he could still basically make them finish bottom and still not get relegated, which I think if they're gonna, you've got to do it this season, haven't you? So really, but they're not that good, so they might struggle there. So yeah, Mel, I'll come to you. Obviously, did you watch the game?
I watched the first half, but I did watch it in the pub, so it is a bit ropey. I wish I'd stayed in the pub with them watching Elgin because they're also pish at the minute, so football's really not a fun thing for me to watch just now.
So obviously our second goal went in. It's nice to see that they're practicing Kim Little volleys right at Alessia Russo's head. Because I think that's the new tactic. You just smash a volley right at her head and then it goes in. But one day it's going to probably end up giving her a concussion and then we'll be moaning. So, but it definitely was a Russo goal, wasn't it? It wasn't like, I know Caitlin tried to claim it. Credit to her trying to claim that, but yeah, sort it out, Caitlin.
Like I said, I was watching it in the pub, so I had it on my phone propped up against an empty tenant's glass. True Mel fashion. And I watched it and I was like, and then I was like, cool, Russo goal. And then it popped up on my phone saying Caitlin Ford. And I was like, am I watching the right fucking game? Or does that first pint hit me like a train? But yeah, it's definitely a Russo goal. I think, personally, keep hammering the ball at her head until she gets concussion the way that we're going at the minute, because it seems like we don't really have any way, aside from Katie McCabe hitting a wonder volley for the first time in God knows how long.
8 years, I reckon.
Yes.
Since they first made that song for her, that's what it was.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Yeah,
but
it's been a while. I could see then. Just obviously, I'll let you carry on. Just a minute, Gav. I was being sarcastic. Palace are in the Championship, mate. The only thing that's relevant about them is that Rooster John fortunately turned into Demon Kane out of WWE. No, you'll batter them probably 5-6-0. And Arsenal 1970. I think that's a bit extreme, saying we've had the worst draw. You're making it sound Villa are actually, what's the word? Good. Like they have just been battered 5-1, I think it was, in the end against Man City. So that 6. Yeah, so 6 as old Bunny Shaw. 4-goal captain for me in that fantasy. So just thought I'd drop that in. But I don't think we should be beating Aston Villa at home. Like I know we should have, and that goes back to us. We should have beat them at home in the WSL, but
most likely going to be at Meadow Park as well, isn't it?
Oh, great. So thanks for clearing
When
me
is
up.
it going to get played? Is my next question.
So I think it's got to be 17th and 18th that weekend of January.
Oh no, fuck! January's a busy month. I won't be down. I got excited there. I got excited. Everybody.
I think don't quote me on it. But off the top of my head, I think that's when it probably because Man United's first week, isn't it? And then we've got to play Morocco. What's that? Is that Moroccan team? So far, is it or something? I don't know. As far. That's it. When I heard it on my voiceover, I was like, surely there's not a team called As Far from Monaco because Morocco. Sorry. And so I was like. That's a really funny name. But yeah, who did you play? Well, as far as I know. Yeah, so, but yeah, I think Villa, it's probably the hardest out of the big teams, like if you're comparing those games, but I don't think I think we shouldn't be surprised that the top 4 have all missed each other because that's what they'll do later in the round. So I'm not slightly that concerned. When we've signed Sam Coffey and Trinity Rodman and Alex Greenwood and whoever else and bought 7-8 players, we'll be all right. But yeah, Mel, I think obviously with the Russo, I think she really needed a goal, if that's her way of getting that goal. Because I don't think enough people talk about what she does apart from when she isn't scoring, do they?
No, I think that she can have an unbelievable game and not score, and people think she's shite. But it's the same with anywhere on the field, really. People will put a shift in. If they're not doing something notable, like an unreal ball, they're getting an assist or scoring a screamer, they're going under the radar, and I think that's exactly what's been happening with Russo in the last wee while. So I think that goal was needed. I didn't care how she was getting it. I don't think she cared how she was getting it. She's very much one of those strikers that will put her body on the line to get that ball across the line. And I think we need a lot more of that mentality in the team at the minute. But yeah, like I say, she's not been poor. She's just not been to the level that social media has built up for her to be at.
Yeah. Darren, I know you're saying I've got a short memory, but let's be honest, we should have beat Villa. Like everyone said that, so I think we'll beat Villa. Yeah. So obviously we went into the lead. Paul, I'll come to you. It was quite an open game, wasn't it? Like where I think some of us probably thought, it was going to be a tight game. Obviously, in those first 60 minutes, there was like goals for fun, but then it kind of got a bit quieter. But then we went back to the same problem we do all the time. We take the lead and just sit back. Why do you think they're doing that? Do you think they're just trying to conserve energy, or do you think it falls onto individual players?
Yeah, like you say, we go ahead and then we just generally tend to sit back, and I don't know where the problem comes at. Are they being told to do that by Rene or the coaching staff, or are they thinking to themselves on the pitch, look, we've got to play 90 minutes this week, we've got to play 90 minutes again midweek, we've got to play 90 minutes again next weekend. We just need to ease back and not push ourselves because we haven't got the depth in the squad. But it's something that if you compare us to the likes of these other small teams like Chelsea, and they were 3-0 up against Roma midweek, made substitutions, and they still scored another 3 in the second half. They didn't sit back, they just kept going. And that's something that we need to look at, and we need to adapt our game to keep pushing for the full 90 minutes. It doesn't matter if we've got that 1-0 lead or that 2-1 lead. We've seen before earlier this season that you can lose that in an instant in the dying seconds of a game, and your 3 points that you think are home and dry suddenly turn into 1 or potentially none if you really throw it away. So I think with the likes of Leah coming back, Kim coming back, there's now competition at left back for Katie with Taylor being there. Maybe, we've got that depth coming back. We've got players that are going to compete for the position, so they need to be performing. And I think that's possibly where Katie McCabe was on Saturday. She knows in the back of her mind she's got someone there now that is going to be competing for her space. She was dropped last week, and Taylor got the nod. So I think the combination of these players coming back, the new players coming in and gelling with the team, now's the time that we need to just get past this Champions League game and get past the Subway Cup, and then going into next year, really sort of try and change our game plan to keep pushing for the full 90 minutes.
Yeah, I thought against Twente, though, that we were doing that. I just think we were quite unlucky. I think we had quite a few chances to score. I think even in the Everton game on Saturday, there was a couple of opportunities. Courtney Brosnan made some good saves. One of them, I thought she was going to take the ball over the line herself. But Kev, I'll come to you. Do you agree with Paul there? Do you think at the minute we are just unlucky? I think I said to you and a few others at Meadow Park the other week, there'll be one game where we'll absolutely batter someone.
And that is coming.
Yeah.
Don't know who's going to get battered, possibly Palace.
Man United.
Yeah. January is going to be one hell of a month.
Yeah.
That is going to sort out what we're up to. But with any luck, we'll get a result tomorrow night. We'll get a result in Belgium.
Yeah.
We'll take Palace to the cleaners at the weekend. have a nice Christmas, get back, and because I'm actually hoping that I think Leah might get 15, 20 minutes in the Champions League and then possibly start in the League Cup. One thing I'm going into the second half of the season, I'd like to see him add Layla Harbert to the squad, because now she's done. Was it Portland Thorns? Because again, it's just thinking we don't want to lose more of these youngsters before they, because we need to bring them through rather than let them disappear.
Yeah.
So they got to find a way to do that. But if we're not going to be in the League Cup next season, can't even bring them into that. But
No, I don't think we will be in the League Cup next season.
January we'll see where we're at, and but by then we'll be World Club champions. Well, by the end of January. Nice final against Gotham.
Yeah, hopefully. Or Corinthians, but I think it'll probably be Gotham. I said to Dorian yesterday or whenever it was, that I think in January going into February, there's a Chelsea Man City game at the start of February. That for me is a must win for Chelsea, because if they don't win that, the title's over. Personally, because like I think it's out of the. Arsenal could put a run together. I'm not saying they won't, but you're still needing Man City to drop 2 or 3 games worth of points, and they've done it before, so you never know. But I'm not saying we were going to win the league yet, guys. I just think we're not as out of it as I thought we was.
I think
I said that in the chat yesterday, didn't I? Like, I think obviously the games that we lost, by that point we were saying Arsenal are out of the league running, but considering the way results are going at the moment, especially for Chelsea, and I think it was a podcast I was watching. It was obviously Rachel Littlejohn and our partners that was on, and our partner basically said that's 2 games that City can lose points and other teams are right back in it again. And when she put it like that was.
It's just frustrating when you look at obviously the games that we should have probably won. We should have held on against Villa, so that's drop points there. And then you look at
robbed against
Chelsea. We were robbed at Chelsea.
Robbed against Chelsea, and then the Tottenham game we should have been better, and we probably should have tried to have hold on for a draw at City. So do you know what I mean? I think there's still a long way to go, because obviously you could, if you look at it and say, there's nothing to say Arsenal don't beat City at home and Chelsea don't get something at City.
Yeah.
So then them 8 points if Arsenal win in both of those, go down to 2 points. Go 2 points, and when it goes to that low number, you start to feel the pressure again. And that's not me saying that. The only way I think Arsenal actually do get back in the title race is if they go to the bridge and win.
Yeah.
Personally, so we'll go to the third goal. James, I'll come to you. Obviously, Livy Smith with another. She don't score shit goals, does she?
She actually took her goal well. So she said, I think Everton probably maybe looking at the same ways with the one we conceded, maybe could have done slightly better defensively, but again, taking nothing away from the strike, it was a top strike, keeper's no chance, and for once, that's it. Arsenal's managed to start to semi-kill a game off. But I think the things that's kind of getting to me is, those were talking earlier, obviously, when I was watching the draw, Russo and Verdu. I'm not saying she's chronic or anything, but we're starting to kind of lean towards that stage now. We're starting to rely a bit too heavy again on certain players getting us a goal.
Yeah.
And I think maybe that's something more Christmas we need to really work on, because you're not always going to be able to get Olivia Smith bottom out to the midfield or Steiner running off the bench. So I think it's going to need to be a case the others round a bit and they start pulling their weight again. Or January could be a nightmare.
What I was saying, James, as well, is that we don't have, and anyone else can chime in if they want, we don't have many goals coming from midfield, really. Like, the last person who was doing that was Frida when she scored a bunch of those goals. But that was more when she was playing just behind the striker and running into the box. Do you think we need to be creating more opportunities and goals from midfield to kind of help out, say, Smith, Russo, Steiner, and Beth?
It's again, that's what I'm missing, that service up front.
Yeah.
We touched on, obviously, I wasn't on the podcast last week, but you guys obviously touched on it. When you see Steiner making runs into cracking areas, Laura was saying you see her 4 or 5 seconds before the ball's played, the horn's out, pointing, there's where I want the ball played. And we're not picking up on it. And it is something we need to work on, because the thing that had me worried getting into this game was if Everton were smart about it, cut off the wings, and Arsenal don't have an answer.
Yeah.
As soon as we can't get up the 2 wings, we can't play through the middle, especially against a low block. So I think that's something we need to revert back to when Renee first came in, where we were able to break that sort of stuff down, play the ball through the middle of the channels, early tap of defences. And again, I got back to that's, as much as I've been criticising at times, that's where I'm missing a player like Leah Williamson, who can spot the runs of Russo, even Olivia Smith coming for the midfield. Backstairs running through, she can spot those runs and get the ball on the top of the defence.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think it's an Arsenal problem, not being able to play against a low block anyway. As people saw, the men struggle to do that against Wolves. But yeah, and I know Ryan said that about Vicky P chipping in with goals and that, but she needs to play, mate. She can't score. She don't play, doesn't she? So she gets brought on for like not that long. I don't know. With Palova, it's an interesting one. I think we still need to be a little bit more patient with her because of her injury, but time is probably starting to run out because I know her contract ends in the summer. But personally, I would still keep her because I think she can rotate well with Mariona. I don't think Palova's an 8. I think she's a 10, like where Mario should play. Mel, I'll come to you. Obviously, at the end, towards the end of the game, Leah Williamson come on.
Mel's disappeared at the moment.
Right, I will not go to Mel. That's fine. Laura, I'll come back to you.
It's all right. She's back.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Mel, I'll come back to you before you go again. Obviously, Leah Williamson came on. It was good for her to get back on the pitch, wasn't it? What's the importance that Leah Williamson has on the pitch, but more importantly, off the pitch, her being back available, it's got to be massive, hasn't it?
I think the main thing, sorry, I am not going to just run up the stairs because I heard you say my name and I was like, gotta go.
That's a bleep test done.
don't say things like that. I think the main thing with Leah is like what James said earlier about the whole defence being in shambles for the goal that we conceded, was that Leah brings that level of control to the back line. I think in every team you need to have at least one player, it's usually one of your 2 centre backs, and they take control of that whole back line. If your left back goes out, they're moving everybody over. If your right back goes out, again, you're moving everybody over. If you step up, you're pulling everybody in. And then you can rely on your keeper to give you shouts when it comes to passes, players who've strayed out of like your eyesight and stuff. And I think that's one of the main things that we've missed without Leah, is we don't have that person who's stepping up to take control of the back line, to push us up, to pull us back, to make sure we're still sitting in that shape. It's like one of the main things that our coach has always said to us is that as a back 4, back 3, back 5, whatever you want to play, all of you need to act like you're connected by a string. So if one of you's going, you're all going.
Yeah.
And that is the main thing I think that we're going to see a key difference in with Leah coming back into the squad, is that little bit more control, elegance, accountability that's going on in that back four.
I feel like this has been a case of these two, i.e. Mel and James, have just hit the nail on the head of they don't know what they're missing until it's gone.
It's
All right.
I'll be here. It's no I can't speak for me, right? It's no we're missing until it's gone. It's for me, it's simple basics. We're good at doing. If you turn around and go, here's a ball, hang it 90 yards and beat 3 players, Arsenal will turn it on a win. If you turn around and do the basic, there's the ball, just clear it for your line, Arsenal will put it in the back of the net. That's the way Arsenal are. It's the basics we're getting wrong. There it was, as I say, Everton's goal. As Mel says, all it takes is one person to look and go, there's an Everton player waiting for the pass. You know what? Rather than taking that ball with a midfielder and 2 other defenders, I'm going to watch her.
Yeah.
And the danger's gone.
I think the thing with Leo, I'm trying not to read too much into it, is obviously when Leah Williamson come on, she came on for Steph Catley, didn't she?
Yeah.
Where I thought they might have took Lotta off to see that we have Leah and Steph playing again. But do you think that there's anything to read into that, or do you think that's just resting Catley, give her some minutes, and give Leah some minutes, or do you think we could see maybe a mixture of Lotta and Steph rotating now? That's for anyone, by the way.
No, I think that for me, my answer is I think it's the rest. They've just come out, last week they just came off a plane. They represent Australia straight into a game, more training, into another game. They're also going to just the African Nations thing with just after Christmas.
Yeah.
So I think it is trying to sort of get a wee bit of a break.
I have just seen Catherine's message. If that happened, I'm going to be fuming. I do not want to see Steph Catley as a left back again. We cannot be having that again. There was a reason we moved her into as a left centre back, and it wasn't for injuries. Before people say that, because it wasn't, because we had covered. We had enough players to play there. For me, Steph Catley does not have that speed to play at left back. I can't remember the game, you guys might remember, but she got absolutely murked at left back. It might have been West Ham. So yeah, I do not want to be seeing that, Catherine. Thank you. It's interesting. Like, obviously, Steph has played a lot of minutes, and I think that doesn't really get spoken about enough. I've had my criticisms about Steph Catley. I think if she's your third choice centre back, I think she's okay. She's not someone that I think should be. I wouldn't say she's one of our best centre halves at the club personally, but she unless we do what we do with Kim Little and freeze her for 100 years. I don't think that Steph Catley is going to be there in the next couple of years. But yeah, it was interesting because obviously Lotta seems to always slot in when Leah's not available, doesn't she? But when we saw Lotta and Leah, and I know it was only for a few minutes, so it is a small time frame, Laura. But I just wonder if we could see that, maybe Wednesday and Sunday, a mixture with Lotta, and maybe if Kadina is fit, so Steph does get a bit of a rest.
Yeah, obviously James has just touched on it. We're still to see obviously Steph Catley, Caitlin Ford and Kyra going away to obviously the AFCON Cup with Australia, so which means that's 3 players down that Arsenal obviously as of recent rely on. So obviously that's a chance for Vicky Pullover to obviously step up in Kyra's spot. Then of course we get Leah and Lotta back into a routine of being the centre backs when Steph is obviously away, and then of course we possibly may have Chloe Kelly back after injury, which then replaces Caitlin Ford. But in terms of the centre back pairing, the thing is, we've seen these pairings before: Leah and Lotta, Leah and Steph, Leah and Laia Kadina when she's fit and able to play. And the only one recently that we seem like we always just refer back to is Leah and Steph because it's comfortable. And of course, we've seen the performance they put in against Barcelona in the final, and they were hailed as heroes. And then, of course, Leah gets injured, and that centre back pairing becomes unsettling again.
Yeah.
So yeah, obviously, I think right now she needs to get Lotta into a routine. So obviously, I think we're going to see a lot more of Lotta, maybe Lotta and Leah instead of Leah and Steph.
I think with Lotta, though, I don't know if you agree. I think she's one of those players that plays better when she's played, say, 5 or 6 games in a row.
Yeah,
Like, if we can get her back to being the player of the season that she was the other year, then it's a bargain, isn't it? Really?
yeah. I think with Lotta, it's just been simply unlucky with her injuries, illnesses, things like that. So, in terms of obviously getting Lotta back into a routine, she's played. How many games is that in the bounce now? She's played. I couldn't tell you. Somebody would need to tell me. But
Yeah.
we are just seeing the glimpses of Lotta that we enjoy, and not one that we're constantly feeling like we're shouting at the TV for or shouting at games. But yeah, I think obviously right now it's going to have to be Leah and Lotta simply because we're going to lose Steph soon.
Yeah. And I know someone mentioned Jenna earlier. That's that plan. Where's Wally with Jenna? I think she goes in January personally because obviously it looks like we're getting the young, is it Swedish fullback? So
Yeah.
I reckon Jenna will go in January because I don't know. It's just something's obviously happened behind the scenes, or Renee's not impressed with what she's seen. So I don't know. We might see her, but I don't think we will.
Do we just put Jenna out on loan though? Maybe because in terms of loans that are out this season, personally one that I was thinking about yesterday that I can't see coming back is Rosa Kafaji. I think Rosa will be off to Brighton after obviously the end of the year transfer. In terms of Jenna, like I'd like to maybe just see her go out on loan, see what she's like at the end of the season, and maybe just use her as a backup, but definitely use her and not just keep her off the team sheet.
Yeah. Just want to say hello, Mark. Hope you're doing well, mate. Hope you're okay. Obviously, I know there was a lot of tragedy in Australia, so my thoughts are with you as well. But I hope you're okay. He also said that what we're not thinking of as well, the Asia Cup is in March, which means Man City will lose 3. I think that's Asagawa. Better not say that name too loud. Someone might come back. Virgino and God, the other one's just gone out of my head. The other player.
Is she not on loan, the other player though? I'm sure she's on loan to Everton at the moment, is she not? The third one?
It might be. Anyway, even having Asagawa and Virgino out is a couple of big misses. And that's the problem with Man City. All it takes is a couple of injuries like we see last season. If Buddy Shaw
gets... said it's a goalkeeper that's out.
Is it Yamashita?
Yamashita.
Yamashita. That's from London. So
we're also going to lose 3 players to that as well because obviously Australia will be in it.
Yeah, so that's Catley, Kyra, and
Caitlin
Ford, yeah. So yeah. I don't know about Chelsea, but they might. I think they lose a couple. So Yeah, so I just think obviously it would be interesting to see how they rotate with stuff as well. And obviously we've got January. We'll do a show about the January window. We might have to try and Laura back on. Have a chat with her about it. Cool. Well, I'm gonna move on to the Leuven game just because the times and stuff. A higher retroholic game. I hope you're all right. Good to have you on here. Right, Paul, I'll come to you. Like Leuven, what's your thoughts going into that? I don't think they're the pushover maybe that some people think they are. I have said it's only Leuven, so you can clip that for TikTok. But we shouldn't we? We're champions of fucking Europe. Like we should be winning that, shouldn't we?
On paper, it should be.
But then we ain't played that well, like champions this season.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah, obviously the last game and then this one should have been our easiest 2 games of the competition at this stage. So although we dropped points earlier in the competition, we should be able to pick them up now. It should be a nice easy win for us. But then this is Arsenal we're talking about, and we don't do things easily. When we could scrape a 1-0 win and we all lose our fingernails. But
yeah.
Then there's no team in this competition really that is an easy pushover. They're all there on merit. They've all won or come high up in their respective leagues. But obviously some leagues are more competitive than others, as we've probably got one of the most competitive there that there is. One team wins the WSL, then you get the bigger teams like us that win the Champions League. So yeah, we should do it. Rotate a couple of the players, and we should get a good sort of 2 or 3-0 win out of it. Should.
Yeah. Some good news as well. Dorian has said that Manu is off of her crutches now, so that's positive for her. Kev, come to you. Rotational wise, I know. Would you more play the first team that we all expect to see in that Leuven game, and then more heavily rotate in the Palace game?
Yeah, I would. I was thinking about the Palace game today at work and thinking who I'd like to see out there, but I think you'll probably get a couple of changes for the Leuven game, but I don't expect too much to change. I think that will wait until the weekend.
Yeah, I could see Ford starting on Wednesday, someone like that.
Yeah, but I still think we'll have too much for them. I'm not gonna make a score prediction because I changed my prediction for the Everton game. I originally said 3-2, and then after 20 minutes, I said, "Can I change it to 6-5?"
Yeah, that's what it felt like. To be fair, everyone's trying to do predictions now because we're on TikTok, and in case it gets clipped, that's what it is.
I also want to say they've only lost 3 games since August, being to Club Brugge and Barcelona. Every other game they've played, they've won.
But Barcelona couldn't even beat us, mate.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. So I reckon that's more what it is. Like Mel was there in Lisbon when we beat Barcelona. She's not been there most of the season, so yeah, that's what.
My bad. Sorry, guys.
So we've got to talk to the Scottish football pyramid and say, like, sort it out. Or can you at least talk to the Arsenal fixture?
Can we organise the few free weekends I have left, or when Arsenal are playing at home? That would be really ideal.
Yeah, exactly.
And if we can just have a free weekend during the postseason split and possibly the playoff where I can actually attend the last home game of the season, that would also be ideal. But
yeah, but
God forbid we
do. Power of the podcast and all that. We'll see what we do. But yeah, no, I agree, Kev. I think we probably won't see as much. I think you could probably I would not be surprised if Leah started on Wednesday. That's my brave prediction. I wouldn't be surprised. I'm not saying she plays the whole game, but maybe like 45 minutes. Because I think she's been playing. I think she's done a couple of games behind closed doors, like and as well. So, James, could you see? Are you looking at a similar team to the team against Everton, or what changes would you make if you needed to?
I'd like to see us go a bit more attack, getting the job done early. But I think, as Kevin kind of said, in terms of heavy rotation, I think that'll come against Crystal Palace. I think that's the game we can more afford to give sort of less experienced team, shall we say, the chance to show what they can do. This one's more, not a heavy sense of must win, but this one's got a lot more riding on it than what the game against Crystal Palace is. I think personally, I always get called a dinosaur for it. I'd love to see us go 2 up front, but
No, don't.
we ain't going 2 up front, so she's not going to change it. It'll be the same as Everton. And I'm going, you know what, click me in the nose. Stina's going to come on and save the day and score the winner.
I was going to ask that, Laura. Would you be at? This is a big shout. Would you be out there for rotating Russo and starting Stina if they're going to sit deep and there's room behind the defence? That's not saying that Russo's shit or anything, because I love Russo. Everyone knows that, but if you're playing that tactical game, could you see that happening, or do you think that won't happen?
I mean, we've obviously, Catherine posted a picture up the other day of obviously there's 4 players on a start sheet that's basically outrun at the moment in terms of minutes between club and country, and that was and Alessia Russo was one of them. So personally, if that's the way Leuven are going to set up, then yeah, put Stina on, because she is the type of player that is going to get in behind them. I personally think as well that we should rest Mariona tomorrow and start Pullover and Kyra Cooney-Cross and Kimmy Little in that midfield.
Yeah, I'd like to see that.
Yeah, I think in a game like that, Pullover should be able to put out the standard of football that we're looking for in terms of being able to replace Mariona. I just think silly little mistakes are coming from Mariona, as Kev touched on earlier on, simply because she's tired and you can see it. So we're not seeing the Mariona that we seen last season. And yet again, Mariona was up there with obviously the start as well. I think it was Mariona, Frida, Alessia Russo, and there was someone else. There was 4 players on there.
Probably Emily Fox.
I think it was actually Leah. Leah Williamson was on it. So yeah, I do think we could go Kyra, Vicky Pullover, Kimmy Little in the midfield, Beth up front with Olivia Smith running at them again in terms of keeping up with Stina.
We could go all retro and hear me out before this. Kyra at 6, Pullover at 8, and welcome back early 2000s, Kim Little in the number 10 role.
Yeah.
Be like Football Manager, but why not?
We could only dream of that, but we know unfortunately that's not going to be Renee's line.
Katie McCabe being at 10. So
I'd also like to see Taylor Hines start obviously before Katie McCabe, and then bring Katie McCabe on in the second half.
Yeah, I just think obviously the Palace game, I definitely agree that I think there's a good 2 or 3 players that we can rotate. Personally, I think you could start Stina in that game and bring Russo on if you need to, and with Mariona as well. It's Crystal Palace, so the squad we've got should be playing a lot better and get the job done in that game. But we'll come to that when we're going to try and do a show on Friday when I come back. But do we know what happened to Frida? Because I know she went missing in Liverpool, so I don't know if Like she was, I don't know if she was injured or something.
Yeah, apparently she pulled up in training the day before and never travelled. So
I don't blame her. Do you know what I mean? It is Liverpool, like going out there and like just if you don't have to go into Liverpool, like just don't.
yeah.
But yeah, Mel, I'll come to you just to finish up with Leah. Do you think she's ready to start for at least 45 minutes, or do you think we still just need to be that little bit extra careful, just keep giving her minutes like sporadically, and then when we really need her for that Man United game at the start of a new year, then throw her in the deep end then?
It's a tough one because knowing the way that Leah is as a player, she's probably telling everybody that she's ready to play 90 minutes. But I think the main issue won't be the injury or the surgery or whatever. It'll literally be match fitness because you can't replicate match fitness in a gym. So I think after the minutes she had at the weekend, you could probably get away with 45. I think if you're going to play her, I would start her if you're going to play her for that long. To see how she's going, because then you can always increase until she sort of holds her hand up if she does. And then make the switch. I wouldn't take her on off the bench, personally. I think if you're going to give her a decent chunk of minutes like that, then she needs to play it from the start.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think we're far off seeing. I think definitely after Christmas, possibly middle to late January, Leah's going to be back and fully fit. But like I say, you can't replicate game fitness unless you're actually playing.
Yeah.
In games.
I think that's what people forget, don't they, Mel? As well, like if you like looking at how like our season domestically hasn't been what we want it to be, but then obviously we did have no Leah Williamson, and whatever people think about Kim Little, whether she should be playing week in, week out, let's not get twisted. She is playing week in, week out, and we're quite heavily reliant on her in our midfield. Whether we need to invest is a different conversation. But when you've had, say, your goalkeeper, who's probably one of the best, if not the best in the league, Leah Williamson and Kim Little, that's like the chunk of your team, isn't it? So it is quite erratic and it's not settled.
Yeah, I think as a team, you play better when you're comfortable with the folk around you. Obviously, there's going to be changes and like you play and train together every week and whatever. But when it comes to that first whistle on a Friday night, Saturday afternoon, Sunday afternoon, and you're playing alongside somebody that you know that's also willing to die for the badge, die for 3 points, drag you up when you're on your arse, it makes your life so much easier when you're going into a game with somebody who you don't usually play with. They're already second guessing themselves because they don't usually get the minutes. You're second guessing them because you're not used to playing with them and you're thinking, you could make a mistake here. And it's just a downward spiral from there. So I think teams that make constant changes when they don't have to, I think it's a silly move. And teams who get plagued with injury crises and stuff like what we have with losing, like you say, 3 of our main sort of key players, it is difficult because whoever then comes in is constantly playing catch up, and especially with a goalkeeper as well. Okay, they don't have to worry about match fitness as much per se, but it's their confidence. You can save shot after shot and have an absolute blinder in training, but when you put that onto the pitch and you've got X amount of thousands or hundreds or whatever amount of people watching you, it's so much more pressure. And I think that's a lot of things that people don't understand when folk are like, she should have caught that. She should have done this. She should have cleared that.
Well, it's easy for us, isn't it? Like the amount of managers and coaches that we have in the stadium and in our fan base is unbelievable. I don't know how they've not been picked up by big teams across the world. Like we can all shout and say, "Oh, you should do that. Move there. We'll move there." Like, could we do any of that? Probably not. And I do think there's a lot of pressure. Like I think Borba's been one to probably fall to that. She made a very bad, costly mistake in pre-season against Spurs, but then she did hardly play any football until she had to because Daphne was out. So the pressure was on her, and then, like you say, when the teams mix match, they don't play like that solid unit they would do because obviously they've not played in the same team as each other.
Mhm.
So I think Borba, like, she's going to get this bunch of games. I think she'll be all right. And then we'll see what happens in January. Cool.
In terms of the goalkeeper,
Yeah.
obviously the goalkeeper coming in January. I was talking about this on obviously Ryan's watch along on Saturday. Do you think it would be possible to get Courtney Brosnan at Arsenal?
No. I'd like to, but I don't see her wanting to leave Everton when she's playing week in, week out as a number one to come be a number two.
So in terms of that, then who do you see coming in?
I don't see anyone coming in, mate. You should know this by now. So.
You walked right into that one, Lauren. Right into it.
And I had to roll back the clock.
What did you
I had
say?
to roll back the time. Mel's on, me putting a blind comment in. Ain't happened for a while. It's like, yeah, so I'd have I think is it Sophie Badley from Brighton?
From Brighton, yeah.
I think that's a good shout because I know she played against Chelsea and all that, but I think as a number two she'd be absolutely perfect. I think she's a decent goalkeeper. Obviously, when you go to a club that has better players around it, you become a better player yourself. It's not a miscommon way of looking at it. I don't think they're going to go and spend like shitloads of money because they know that Van Donselaar is our main number one. But if there's someone who can fit in just to slightly push Van Donselaar, because Daphne knows, like, if she's injured, if she's back fit, she's definitely playing. So yeah. I think there's a huge drop off, but I'm not saying with Bagley. I just think it would be a decent one. Apart from that, I don't know. Mary Ertz, why not?
I was just thinking that. Imagine the wind up if we took in Mary Ertz.
but like they're doing really, really bad at PSG. She's alienated the whole of the women's football world. Why not?
I think Catherine's pulling at her leg tonight. I think with that comment.
but on a serious note, I think it'll. I don't know, someone like Bagley or I was trying to think of like any other people. I wouldn't be dead against Roebuck, to be honest.
Yeah, but she's just signed for Aston Villa.
Yeah, so that's the only reason I don't think she will. But someone like Courtney Brosnan, I think would. If you've got Van Donselaar and Brosnan as your two goalkeepers, then you're kind of sorted for the next few years. I don't know. She might. Yeah.
You never
know. I wouldn't
mind
her. You never know.
Cool. Miracles can happen. It's Christmas time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So yeah, cool. We'll wrap it up there. I'm just want to say thank you to all the people chatting in the chat. It's been really, really good. Paul, thank you. Are you Man United?
Yeah, I'll be at Man United. That'll be my next one.
That's the. You're not at anyone's before that, are you?
No, unfortunately not. Work's still a little bit, although work's quieting down now. It's still a little bit too busy for any this side of Christmas.
Cool, no problem. Have a good Christmas anyway. Probably speak to you before
guys.
That. Kev, thank you as always. You're Palace in it, aren't you?
I am indeed.
Yeah. So I'll catch up with you at Palace. But thanks for coming on, mate. Been really
always
good.
A pleasure.
Cool. And James, thank you as always, mate. And I managed to understand you more today, so I must be getting used to your accent. So getting there.
I was happy to run here, man.
There was a funny thing. So when I was in Munich, there was another Scottish girl that was talking to us, and I copied you guys saying "and can I understand it?" And, I managed to pull it off but it more sounded like a mixture between Mel, Laura, and James. So it was a bit of a. It sounded like I was one of the proclaimers, to be honest. So
Sorry, there's just a 200-mile difference between the accents.
yeah, exactly.
No 500.
I lost the other 300. But yeah, thank you, James. Really appreciate your help and stuff with the groups and stuff. Mel, great to have you back on. We've missed you on here, so yeah, it's good to have you back on.
Thank you. I've missed being on. Football's been very chaotic at the minute. Seems to be getting battered in the gym. Yeah, busy at the minute. Been getting battered every Monday in the gym and stuff, so I've not been able to come on here as much. But I do have it in my diary that 15th of February looks like when I will finally be down. I've got a free weekend that game, so you will be seeing me in the hovel that is Crawley.
What a Valentine's Day present that is, a day later. So.
Don't say I'm not good to you.
See. Yeah. The only thing I say about you getting battered in the gym on a Monday, you just got to really stop going to those Tottenham gyms.
Yeah, they're banning football tops the gym we go to now, so they might not sit about me quite as quick when they see me. So.
But yeah, obviously a good day. It was a good day for Tottenham fans yesterday. Got battered at Forest in the men, and dog walking FC can't hold on to a lead. So well done. And then Laura, thank you as always. Brilliant as always. Thank you for just everything you do.
It's always a pleasure, and of course that's what I'm here for, to help it when it's needed.
And I will say, like on obviously our shows go out to Liam's channel, Ryan's channel as well. Don't worry, Laura, you're my favourite Scottish person over the three of them. So, not like one who support.
Oh man!
not the ones that support Rangers. There you go.
How is this still catching me? I'm watching this Celtic fan.
We'll have to catch you up on it. But yeah, so yeah, please hit the subscribe button on all three channels. I'm not reading them again because I can't be bothered, but they're there. So, and then please follow us. Laura's also put a TikTok channel for the Ask Women Chat Show together, so you'll probably see a lot of outtakes on there. We'll probably get a nice few comments as well. Probably not. So yeah. For everyone, we will be back hopefully on Friday, depending what state I'm in when I get back from Belgium. But hopefully we'll have a preview show on the Palace game. But everyone, take care and have a good evening. Good night.